So somebody may feel like they don't have enough capacity to hold on to you. Yeah, so you can help them walk through the process. And always remember you are the best out of the best. So that no doesn't mean you are any less.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Get It Right. My name is Charles Solero, and kama kawaida we always talk about conversational topics about what's happening, maisha ya mayouths, maisha ya kila mtu, si hata mayouths peke yake. And of course, the topics are always very interesting, very intriguing, very engaging, and you can also be part of this. Remember, if it's the first time watching this, remember to subscribe down below on the red subscribe icon. So today I'm not alone. I'm with a guest who for a very long time she hasn't featured. Actually, it's the second time that I'm a feature in this Get It Right show. And welcome. That is Debbie baby.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
You changed your hairstyle.
I decided to do short this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you won't confuse anyone.
No.
You ready for today's conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's keep this rolling. So today basically we're going to talk about a very interesting conversation, and this is all about what to do when you when your proposal is rejected. That is when dem reject proposal yako ama chali reject proposal yako in love. What is that you're going to do? Now, just making a foundation at the beginning of this conversation, remember that kuna mambo mengi ambayo yanafanyika hapa Kanairo. Like we've seen a lot of dramas taking place, watu wanapigwa ile character development ile kali kabisa. And kwa watu wengi sana wanashindwa like, what is it that is happening? Is it that mimi ndo niko mbaya ama is it that mambo yanaendea tu poa? So of course that's what we're going to be talking about here. And kama kawaida, the way I started by saying, if you have your own thoughts, please let me know what you think about this conversation down below. And let me know also. Nimeanza kuuma, right? So let's roll into this conversation, baby. What do you think inafanya watu stop?
Okay. Now normally that could introduce lakini ni sawa tu.
You didn't introduce yourself.
No, it's okay. No hard feelings. It's okay.
Ni vile hii topic unajua inanipata joto bila.
Kuna marriage juice.
I'm interested.
It's okay.
Take the time to introduce yourself.
Guys, I'm Debbie and I'm happy to be here. Kuokoka ni stand yetu. And you bless the Lord kama kawaida. You ni tag.
All right.
So my thought about this is people do get no's not because it's not normal. It's normal. It's normal. Getting a fact from our previous conversation, our first episode of Getting It Right.
Yeah.
I said that a mature person should always have in mind anytime you want to go approach a lady or a lady, a guy, or you approach a lady or a girl, you need to have in thoughts that they can either say yes or no.
Yeah.
So that is so normal. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, when you are told a no, there are different reasons that really slide into the no,
yes.
No.
Uh-huh.
Things like the foundations and the foundations until the relationship we got, you see.
Okay.
Because everything has a foundation, everything has a starting point.
Right.
When the foundations are not solid, or when the foundations are not straight, or when the foundations are not really worked on well, then basically we are 101% sure that a no has to come through.
Nice. So what are these kind of foundations that we're talking about here? Because normally what I see outside there happening, tumepatana na mse, let's say umepatana na demo, umepatana na chali, and then the next time unaenda date ya kwanza, date ya pili, date ya tatu, mambo yashaingiana, you guys are in a relationship and things are rolling so fast. Before you know it, maybe if it's a good thing that's going to okay, pena kwa na size mbili. Inaweza enda hivyo iko successful, inaweza enda hivyo at some point watu wachane kule mbele. So basically speaking, what are these foundations that we that inahitajika?
Foundation, I will say it depends with how best somebody can pull in the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
But there are basic things like trust issues, friendship issues. You know, I actually believe that you don't get married or you don't get entangled or you don't get into a relationship with a stranger. You get into a relationship with somebody you can call a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And just can go to India kwa marriages. I'm marrying my best friend.
Sama zifanyagi nyingine zinapoga tu mshene.
But cheli yako lazima kwa mshene mate. Usipopiga mshene na cheli yako lazima hiki kitu iko
na vile soon and very soon I'm crowning myself Mr. Moshene.
Please make sure they figure that they have an agenda. So things like friendship, things like trust, things like your priorities and my priorities. These are things that are our differences, because at the end of the day, I believe our relationship is a place whereby we complement each other. I am able to stand in with your weaknesses and you're able to also stand in with mine. So when such foundations are really tackled in very well, it becomes easy. Yes.
So do you think like kuna baadhi ya vitu ambavyo someone must put in place or must adjust to themselves to avoid kupewa hiyo stopper ama is it avoidable in whatever circumstance?
I won't say it depends on the person you're asking, you see. And just as we've talked in the first place, for me, if the foundations are not set in place, then it's unstoppable in some way. Because kila kitu kina chanzo, you see, everything, even that is why the Bible starts by saying, in the beginning there was something, you see. So at the place of everything getting a build up for it to be that big house, it has to start from somewhere. And when the foundations are not well settled, then it's unavoidable. But unless you guys have maneuvered through, because najonga vitu mob zenye ubrekishanga hapo, I say things like trust issues, you see. Ama ni ile ni mse haizi Chalo has this one thing that I cannot really work with, you see. Yeah. But if we talk about it and I feel like whatever Chalo has is something I can deal with, them, so be it.
Yeah, because that is moving us to the next step. Kama boy child hapa Kanairo, let's say you've known this chick for some good time, na mumeenda date kadhaa pia, mmejuana for some good time. Alafu kuna kuagana just some interesting conversations zenye mnaweza piga za kumentertain hata, but when you're going towards the side ya sasa you want to talk about on the relationship, unaona the kind of withdrawing, the kind of wanalenga hiyo conversation, right? So even after trying to, I think, lay some foundations such as kujaribu kumjua mo, kujaribu kugain trust ya msee zaidi, unapata bado stopper inakama. Alafu sasa unajua ukipewa stopper pia, you start now asking yourself like, so hii form ni aje, I've tried all I can, na bado napewa stopper. So for such people, does it mean that there's this kind of a duration yenye msee wanahitaji ili ambiane a positive response to someone?
Watu wako tofauti. People are so different. There are people who would need a longer period of time than it depends. You know, I've gotten to instances whereby there are people like Nzemea. I'm late in marriage and there is a lady somewhere here amechelewa kuoa. You see, when we meet, we will talk on kuna serious matters to bring on the table. Aba hatuna time ya kudidali. You see. But there are people wenye bado wako kwa ile duration ya kutaka kujibamba and all that. So I wouldn't really say that this thing has a time duration. If I say that, I would be lying, because I believe story ya kila msee iko tofauti. You see, my story where we basically go wrong, and I can say in both genders, my dame and my boy, it's because relationship ya Stacy ili work out. They knew walijana na kijana for 4 years and then they got married in the 5th year. I would want mine to be the same. And maybe I don't have the grace period to hold into that. You see, there are people who would meet for 1 year and know each other for 6 months, and after 6 months on a pangarusi and it will still work. Some people will tell you if you will date somebody for that 4 years, how it will work. But we have seen relationships that work. So I wouldn't say it has a duration of period where that lazima ifanyike into this time, so that it can really go in and you will not get a stop. I mean, it just depends on how you guys are taking things into accord. Yeah.
Right. Interesting. Remember, this is Get It Right, and we are rolling this conversation. Meanwhile, you know, we are now getting to know where we're heading to, and I want to know your comment regarding this kind of a conversation. Drop it down below in the comment section, and we'll be able to read it through or even respond after, of course, as time goes by. So, Debbie, what do you think someone should do whenever they're given this kind of a stopper? Umejaribu kujinvest sana lakini umepewa ile stopper noma kabisa. So, what's the next step? Step.
Pagan shot ya sasa kubwa sana.
Kabisa jo
Nimeangushwa kama grenade. Okay. So, our approaches to this is kind of different,
because
I believe we have different methods on how we deal with our heartbreaks and our heart issues. And so there are people who, when such happens, they would want to cry, they would want to talk to anyone about it. But as for me, I believe that when we share something out, it becomes half solved. A problem, half shared, it's half solved. Okay. So if a proposal hits wall, going ukuta, if you want to cry about it, feel free. That is now the basic. But at the end of the day, there are things that will really matter. When such come about, you don't have to really stay at that place. Our last conversation, I said something that anytime for a lady, boy amekuacha, I want you to come to the place of knowing that you're the best out of the best. You see? As in, I'm an advantage.
I still remember that part.
You still remember it, huh? You know, for me, I usually feel like mingi wouldn't say I'm that best chick that you can never get and pengine. You see? Hata kama kuna wengine, it is the better version of themselves. But as for me, I'm a better version of myself. And so when that heartbreak comes, or when that proposal imegonga nje, I'll come to the place of knowing that this guy left me. He didn't leave kitu yote kibaya kwangu. He just left because at the end of the day, we didn't come to the terms of complimenting one another. So I wouldn't really put myself to the place of kuka hapo, because the moment naka hapo, there are a lot of things that are not working. You see, my mental health is at stake. Health yangu personally, because watu wengine hawakuli.
Stress. Mawazo zinaanza kuhit.
Acidity
ndio hiyo.
You see, so my health is at stake, my mental health is also at stake, my social, because at the end of the day, I would not really want to talk to people because I feel like I'm hurting. But I will tell somebody when such happens, don't stay there. It's not permanent. It's just a temporary place where you can still pick up yourself and move. See, and in such a place, if you can find people who speak positive along your way, unajua kuna wale mabeshte wenye when such happens, nakwambia nilikwambia, nilikuona,
red flags.
But if you can get people who would help you feel better, surround yourself with such people. Another thing is that most of the time when somebody tells you a no, people usually tend to think it's a no for me. And it's maybe not a no for me, it's a no for them. Because nimeona ina maboy wengi watakwambia it's a no because they feel maybe financially they're not where they want to be. They feel like they cannot get into this thing because it needs commitment. No, najua ni kwamba one thing. Parent akishaona kijana wenye amekuwa committed, kijana utagaramika hata saidia ya msichana. Ambia nani kuna vingi mtoto wenye mdogo anafai kwenda shule. So the responsibility piles up. And so such men will find it saying a no, not because they don't love you, not because of 1 to 3 reasons, but because they feel like they are not ready for it. And it's because of a situation they're in right there. So if you're a person who feels like you can help them through it, it's okay. I usually see, there is a friend of mine who loves posting something that secure what you love with prayer. Somebody can be, Chalo can be this guy that I feel like has everything that I want, but this one thing is what is making Chalo feel like it's not going to work through. Then if you're such a person, help them walk through the process. Walk with them through it.
So how about let's say in sometimes you have to, kuna wale ambao, you know, people have different reactions when it comes to this. There's a time you meet mtu ameenda Facebook, ameenda Twitter, ameenda TikTok, and post vitu. You know, that's the moment you post those funny memes and blah blah blah. Do you think that is actually bad or kind of immature?
People are different. Like I say, we deal with our troubles differently. No. I'm saying, kama mimi, when I'm at my lowest moment, napenda kuchuka inbox. Najua siwezi jua, that is me. I just love staying alone, getting my time, meditating about my own things. After that, I'll just get good. Kuna mse anataka ende nje ajihype na wase see apatie environment yenye anafeel anaweza release. Kuna mse anafeel kuiweka TikTok, it's the best thing for them. But as for me, I don't feel like you telling everyone about your personal life is important. Yesterday I was having a time with just reflecting something, and I read a scripture out of the book of Proverbs chapter 4. And it was saying that guide your heart because out of it flows the issues of life. So it means our heart is one place that is very important. whatever contains, whatever is in your heart or whatever flows in your heart is not supposed to be exposed to everyone, because that is where your life is. So if I take my heart issues, nizieke TikTok, nizieke Facebook, nizieke whatever, I'm exposing my life to everyone else. So for me, the heart issues, everything that stays in the heart, manze, it's in a place private.
Whatever is in the heart stays
in the heart. Because when it says God, unajua kugadi inamaanisha nikisema to guard the place, I will look for watchmen to sit there. Because ndio msenge ndani inamaanisha there are valuable things hapo ndani. So it says guard your heart, it means take hold of your heart into a way that no one gets access and no one can get to know what's there, because that is where life begins. Yeah.
Really, really interesting. Let me know what you think about this kind of conversations, and of course, kama pia uko na experience yako, share with us. Utuambie vile ulibie wakati ulipoa hako rejection, especially kama wewe ni mboide ama galdem, those kind of investment, because actually it's not just the boy child that invests on relationship ama nini. I know of women when you might invest kwa chali anamfanya almost everything, socks amebaiwa viatu and all that, just to try to please someone. Sometimes unamrusha current TV, but by the end of it all, when you think that things inafaa ziende towards your direction, unapewa stopper. So of course this is really an interesting conversation that we are having here regarding this, and remember to share your experience as we go by. So what's your parting shot?
Wow, are you guys ready?
And actually even before that, I've just remembered something. You see, what some people are really funny, and I tend to believe that the intentions of people always vary from one person to another. There are people who have pure intentions, there are people who have crazy intentions. And I remember sometimes back, I watched a guy, they were doing actually, I think it was sort of a public prank kind of a video. And what happened in that video is that they just went to somewhere public, it was kind of in a mall or something, or supermarket or whatever, just a huge building, and they organized some kind of a proposal. That was actually a proposal for marriage. And then the guy came with his fellow mates, and they brought this guy some flowers and all that, cakes, surprise, balloons and all that. So this guy, wakati alikuwa anatoka in that building, the guy went akanila, akamtolea ring. So udem akakataa akareject boy na akatoka. So dem the guy akabaki like he's so disappointed. Remember kwa hao watu wote, alafu unajua it's very funny, ile umpiga makofi mwambie wase like you guys come, I'm proposing to my woman. Watu umesha capture attention ya wase wote, and then something comes no. Anasema no. So kila mtu alikuwa zile za everyone was booing or something. But one thing that really interested me is after that these guys released another video. Kumbe ile ya kwanza ilikuwa prank. So the second one they released the behind the scenes stuff. So like they wanted to see how people would react when such a thing happens. And in reality, only one person hugged that man kumtuliza, like kumwambia bwana pole these things, akamuinua akamsimamisha. So the intentions, especially kama umempa hizo manene, hizo ma stopper, na of course pia vile una react na depend, na pia those who are around you, it depends pia na vile umesema baby about taking your personal things to the public. People react differently. So let me just go back to your parting shot as we wind up this.
Okay, so drums roll and that. This is it. Now, I want you to know that when somebody tells you no, it's very normal. Have that in mind. You see, we all drink soda, or we all drink water, or we all drink things that are into cans, whatever. And after using these things, to some of us we'll reuse them in our houses, and to some of us we'll throw them. Especially for the plastic bottles, let me talk about that. And when we throw them, kuna watu wanaitwanga machokora hapa nje. For them that don't hear machokora, I don't know how we can call them. Street boys.
And girls.
And girls. And these kids walk around picking up these things, and they take them to the recycling company, and they recycle them. And just this is what we come again to use. So When somebody tells you no, it doesn't mean that somebody can't pick you up and see the importance in you once again. It happens.
Yeah.
So anytime a no comes upon your way, I want to tell you, don't stay there. Pick up yourself. If you wanna, it's okay to cry. It's okay to do all those things that you want to do to release yourself, because it's a devastating moment. But I want to tell you, don't sit there. Okay, just pick up yourself and know that you are an advantage that somebody has used. You are never a disadvantage. Number two, anytime a person gives you a no, at times it's not a no for yourself, but it's a no because of them. Don't always take a no to be hapa tu hivi kuna shida. No. At times it's a no for them. And if it's a no for them and you feel like you can walk with them throughout the period, please do. Because at the end of the day, it's very, very, very important. You can pray with them, you can help them, or you can help them invest on themselves, because at times it's because they feel like they're not enough to hold. We are precious jewels. So somebody may feel like it's hapana, hakuna kuongea mbaya. Sisi we are flowers. So somebody may feel like they don't have enough capacity to hold on to you. Yeah, so you can help them walk through the process. And always remember, you are the best out of the best. So that no doesn't mean you are any less.
And the best version of yourself.
Oh yeah.
I still remember your party video that we recorded at the time. Whenever I feel like I can relate to that kind of a conversation,
oh my God,
I always listen to it. Because all of us tunapitiaga hizi vitu.
Sure,
and of course, even if you are watching this or listening to this, definitely you might be knowing someone who's also going through this kind of a conversation that we're having over here. You can share.
Please share.
You can share now, bonga now, get some lines from this and share with them and encouragement. And thank you so much also for watching this. Debbie, thank you so much for making time. You're a hard to find person, and I appreciate it. Sasa unasmile kama unadanganya.
Hapana, unajua hiyo yanasikia. Oh my God.
Amo kwa zile za.
We are humbled. Anyway, thank you so much for having me. It's always a blessing to be here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I hope next time we'll be doing something great, and the other video was actually well received, and I hope this is also going to be.
We hope it's going to be a blessing
to you. And of course, right now I just have to say goodbye. See you in the next video. This is Get It Right by me, Charles Olero. Till next time, adios.
Bye bye.